I do a lot of hoes. Try.
All right, what's up, guys? So we are back with our second video of this series, I guess you would call it. This is day three at the upper chest day or upper body day, pretty much. You see here we're doing some log press, focusing on speed for the most part. Today we had 6 sets of three, doing 134 pounds. Um, I've been getting used to this weight without having to use a belt and wrist wraps. So as you see, I only got the knee sleeves. After about 140, or if I were doing maybe 6 to 8 reps, I'd throw on some more gear on, using the soft and the hard belt. This is the single of 174. We had a little sticky point halfway through, which is what we've been working on, and then after this, we jump into some circus dumbbell, which oh no, my mistake. Huh. So we jump into we do 3 sets of four. I believe this was 224 pounds. We're focusing on the clean for the most part, and just focusing on trying to dip with this heavier weight. As you see, my elbows are pretty low, so it's not the best technique for doing this. Probably so lowered it. My coach wanted me to do between 215 and 225. I'm pretty sure this is 24. We're pretty much just focusing on the dipping and getting it off our chest a little bit, even though our elbows are lower than where it would normally be. Then we jump into some circus dumbbell. We did sets of three. I was focusing on the two main positions that I've been working with. The horizontal, which is what this one is, what I'm doing right now. And then we were focusing on the high elbow. But as you'll see in, I believe, this third set, right now we're on the first set still. We jump into the second set. If you see on the, oh, never mind, I lied. So here I'm trying to do the high elbow again, but I couldn't really get the edge of the barbell or the edge of the dumbbell in the right position. So pretty much just kept sliding down my back. And I pretty much did horizontal the rest of the sets just because it was super hard. My arm was getting super tight. I'm guessing mostly my tricep, so I'm guessing the log before it is what set me up for having my tricep feeling really tight in that high elbow position. Um, didn't go as well as I hoped for. Wasn't the most efficient dumbbell practice. And again, we're focusing on just the dip part. I'm trying to focus on keeping the dumbbell balanced on my traps and my delts. Just focusing on the dip, not really trying to get it off my shoulder a little bit, just focusing on it staying in the same position on the dip. Then we jump into some barbell shrugs, more of a sumo position because this is to help with the power stairs. As you see, I've been doing the Ukrainian deadlifts and the shrug. Ukrainian deadlifts pretty much the first half, or for the most part, I guess 3/4 of the power stair movement, and this will be trying to get it on the last inch or two, trying to get it on the step because from what I measured, I get it off the floor about 14 inches, and that's the exact height of the stair, the power stair event. So unless I have perfect technique, I'm gonna need to shrug it up a little bit. And then we jump into day four, which is lower body day. We did 8 sets of two at 410. Right now we got 410, so we're doing doubles, and then we jump into a single of 506. Felt pretty good, better than past few weeks. And then we jump into a single of 541. Now It always feels harder than it looks in the video, but yeah, it is what it is. Then we jump into we did 3 sets of kettlebell swings. On my first time trying this, I don't really have a kettlebell, so we were doing pretty much the setup that I would do for a duck walk. This first set, I believe, was for with the 50 pounds, and then we did 2 sets of 75 pounds. Each one set to 20. Um, very felt very good on my ass was on fire, so I felt the burn. I like it as an accessory. It's my first time doing it. I've never really been into kettlebell swing. I don't do CrossFit and all that. And then we jump into Saturday, which is event day. So we worked up to sets of 5, which just was a bit harder than I wanted. Right now we're doing 154, which was supposed to have 3 reps and remain. That felt okay, and I should have stayed at this weight, but instead I went up to 164, which is right here. And if I remember right, this first set was much more difficult than I hoped for. I believe I probably had 1 or 2 more reps in the tank. I'm pretty sure I think set or rep 4 or 5 is where I really struggled. I think that was rep 4. I think so. I think this last rep is where I struggled. Okay, or not. But I should have I should have I should have lowered the weight because on this second set is when it really I'm like, dang, I should have lowered the weight. So you see my sticking point is starting to show up halfway through around my forehead. This third rep harder than the second. And I believe I almost do like a split jerk on one. Yeah, I do some little. I lose my balance and my foot moves. And at this point, I had 1 more set left, and it was supposed to be with 1 rep remaining. And I should have lowered the weight, which I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I dropped back down to 154 because there's no way I was going to do another set of 5 or 164. It was just too hard. So we dropped down to 154 set of 5, which was much smoother. And I probably should have just done this for the main working sets, but I tried to do 164, which wasn't as efficient as it should have been. I got the same uh, setup, same routine for next week. Here we jump into yokes. I had 4 sets of yokes, 50 feet each. We did a 375, 400, 425, and 450. This last 2 sets was the 425 and the 450, which went pretty smooth, all of them under 9 seconds. And then we jumped into some sandbags of shoulder. I believe this was the first set of, this was the 180 pound bag, which we just set the 2, which 180 pound bag, I'm pretty good with. I don't struggle with it. And also I jumped to the 205 is when it takes the L's. So you see here, 205. As you remember, the first video when I tried to do it long ways, it was too hard. So, or I guess when I was picking up the bag vertically, it was too hard. So I stuck with horizontal, picking it up like this, and it's much more easier. I don't get tired on the pick or the lap. Is just popping it up is when I start using all my energy. Now this first set went pretty good, and then we jumped to the 220 pound bag, which I misloaded the bags, and you'll see in this next set or in the last set. I jumped to 220 and I had it in the wrong bag and it was just miserable. I had filled, so I have 2 bags, a 300 pound bag and a 240, 240 pound bag. So what I did was I filled a 240 pound bag to 250 and I filled a 300 pound bag to 220, which obviously, as you see here, there's so much space in it. I should have used the 240 pound bag for my 220 reps, and then I leave the 300 pound bag at 250 pounds for later when I start working on that weight. But as you see here, I filled the 300 220, and it was horrible. And then we finished off our event day with some log Z press. Um, my first time doing it with the log, so it was easier than the barbell. I believe this was a sets of the 129, and then we dropped down to an AMRAP of 119, which I got a set of 5 out of. Um, I like the log Z press more than the barbell Z press. It just felt easier and more smoother. Um, but that'll be it for this video. I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on week 2.